This time no. Okay.
Not really.
I saw. Oh, okay, that's fine. We don't have to do exciting and interesting things every weekend. We can do it every now and then. And today we will put on our professor coats yet again. Are you ready for that?
Yep.
So you are professor number 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to say anything before we start with another lesson, professor number 3?
Not much. Just the fact
No.
that she's... Just the fact that she is trying to steal my Hermione again.
Again, okay, so nothing's changed, as I can tell, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, if you are ready, and I feel ready as well, we can just dive right into this.
Okay.
What do we have here?
We have a face.
A face, okay. And it's split in 2.
Mm-hmm.
And this says seeing double. Okay, I can see that Fat Gus is really into this. I really like the title here, the heading title. Are we written in pen or pencil? The surprising science of twins. What do you know about twins?
And twins look the same.
Okay, so they look the same, very well. Have you ever met someone that is a twin?
Well, there is a pair of girls in our class. Okay, I don't really like them, but whatever. So, they look pretty identical, and I can't tell who is who.
Okay. Well, that is kind of what happens with twins, right? We can't really tell them apart unless they're really, really different. You know, sometimes that can happen with twins. You know that too?
Yep.
Okay, good. Now, the code versus the world. What makes you you? Thank you for this beautiful squirrel over here, by the way.
You're welcome. And just to mention, I made another house in the chat box, but I didn't have time to see if you saw it or not.
I did. I replied. I really like it. And of course, it's a squirrel. I knew if you ever were to make another house, it's gonna have a squirrel as the animal, and you did not disappoint. Let me tell you that. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's focus, Professor. This is really hard data and important thing that we're gonna do today. For centuries, scientists have debated, is our personality shaped by our genes, as you can see here, or by our experience? The famous paradox of nature versus nurture. Is it how we were born or how we grew up? You have a little bit of experience in life, around 10 or 9 years. What do you think about this so far? Are we
our genes?
Like
probably our genes.
Our genes?
Yeah, because you won't change.
Okay, so you think that our
okay, so I think it's your genes because like you don't change your personality. Like, you still stay, like, really, like, bored or stuff. If you're bored and stuff before. I mean, bored, I didn't mean you are bored. I mean,
Okay.
you just kind of get bored all the time. I mean, that, yeah, I just made, an example and then just thought of bored. Not that I'm bored of class or anything. I just thought of something boring.
Okay.
So I said bored. And so you would be like still very bored and stuff. Even though that might not be a personality, you're still bored and stuff. When you grow up, because that's usually what's going on. Although what you like will shift. Like, for example, I liked Jelly Bean Mans. Oh, and by the way, they're supposed to be drawn by a black pen. Jelly Bean Mans look like this. And when they're mad, they look really funny, like that. So they have stick arms. And now I'm go-to for Jelly Bean and mostly, of course, Fat Gus. Jelly Bean is basically just like Jelly Bean Man, but he's more of a Jelly Bean like. And he has different arms, I guess. And of course, a squirrel. Yeah, I like squirrels. These are the three elements that I've been go-to for. And yes, I still would draw Jelly Bean Man at some point. And I also have a thing for badgers right now. Maybe it's because of one of the videos I saw.
Okay. Very well. So, for this question, you think what makes us us are our genes?
Yes.
Okay. We have a vocabulary toolkit here. I wanted us to pay attention for a brief second here. So you know what genes are, right?
Yes.
Do you know what this means?
Yes.
Perfect. Can you tell me one thing that you and I have in common?
We both like squirrels.
Perfect. And of course, do you know what this is?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that this is something we inherit, like genes, or this is something we can acquire during our lifetime?
I think it goes both ways.
Good. Very well. Okay, so are you ready for our first case today, Professor?
Yes, I am very, very super duper ready. Put on your headphones.
Perfect. Okay, very well. So, Professor, today we will be discussing and opening the case of the Jim twins. I want you to pay attention to the picture. Do you think that these twins look identical?
Yeah, they look pretty identical.
Okay. I cannot believe, but their parents gave them the same names. So how would you make their life harder is by naming them both Jim. They do have the second name that's different, of course. One is Springer, one is Lewis. But still, they're both Jim. They are, as you said, identical twins. And this is where we have an interesting thing happen. Can you read this?
They were separated as babies and adopted by different families.
And
They met for the first time at 39.
They met for the first time at age 39. Interesting. So they've never met until they were both 39. Imagine living your life not knowing that another person just like you out there exists. Okay. Interesting. Yes.
Very interesting.
Do you have in your squirrel family anyone who could possibly be a twin?
Oh, yes. Augustine and Fat Gus. They're pretty much the same, even though Augustine... okay, maybe their personalities aren't so the same, but they look identical.
Okay.
Yeah, they do look identical, except that Augustine looks like to make herself more prettier than Fat Gus. Fat Gus just goes with her thoughts. Like, if she wants to look like this, she just goes with it. She doesn't care.
Okay, perfect. I like your assessment. Before we continue, we already discussed in what ways we think they're similar. But now we need to focus how we think they're similar and in what ways they were different. Let's read their story to find out. Are you ready? Okay. So, since we are both professors at this, let's think of a university where we work. What could be the name of the university where we both work? Can you think of a name?
At home.
What?
Like, I don't... Like, you mean like...
It's okay.
Where do we work?
Yes, where do we work? So we are professors, you and I, and we need a place where we work, like a university, a college, an institution where we... Let's think about that in between our classes, okay? I will think about it and you can too, all right?
Okay.
Perfect. So here we have a picture that wants to tell us something. I think it's pretty obvious what this means, but I want us to read this over here. Let's read it.
Many scientists once believed that physical similarities between identical twins are genetic, while their personalities, intelligence, and other differences between them are an effect of their environment. But scientists are now discovering that the boundaries between genetics and environment are not so clear after all.
Okay. So we have some important words here. Genetic.
Analysts note genetic,
yes.
Effect, and genetics.
Yes. Let's just focus on this word for now, but let's read analyst's note first. This is very important.
Okay, the word boundaries refers to the lines or limits between things. I thought that was limits.
Okay, go on.
The author is saying the line between genetics and the environment is blurry, not sharp. And here's an example for boundaries. The boundaries between Augustine and Frank are very blurry, since they both had the same thing in mind, making clothes. Yes, and this has something to do with the class, with what we talked about before, like in the previous class, where like I said that Frank was chasing for his hobby and he asked them. So remember when he chose to sew stuff and make clothes and stuff? He tried to give Vegas a beautiful princess outfit, but at the end it turned out as a clump of ribbons and cotton balls. Yes. So I'm talking about that. The boundaries between Frank and Augustine are blurry since they both like to make dresses, even if they pretty much just not like each other. Well, Augustine doesn't like Frank.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Frank doesn't like her, though.
Okay. Okay, it's a good comparison. I like that. Now you said something about the word limits and boundaries. Do you know the difference between limits and boundaries?
Like a boundary is like the lines between them, or
yes.
And limits means like to limit you something is kind of like to say that you can't do something, or you can't do this, or like make you not do something.
Okay, so for example, my patience has a limit. What would that mean?
Well, that means that your patients have something that they can't do, right?
Yes, that means that there's something that I cannot be fully patient for. That if you do something and I'm patient about it and you keep doing it and I tell you that I have no patience left, then you will go over that limit that I set. Do you know, what about traffic and cars? Do you know that there are speed limits?
Yes, there are.
Okay. So limit is like the maximum point something can reach. For example, you can say Fat Gus's food limit is, I don't know, how many walnuts
Actually,
a day?
Her food limit is 20 walnuts a day because once she ate 21 walnuts and then, she puked. Probably because of too many walnuts.
Exactly. So that's how you know her limit. So when you think about the word limit, you think about questions how much or how far. Now, for boundaries, boundary, imagine a line or edge that separates two areas. It shows where something ends and something else begins. For example, the river is the boundary between two countries, for example, or the fence marks the boundary between Ivanka's and Sarah's garden.
Yeah, that can work.
So when you think about word boundary, think about question, where does it end? So that's how I like to differentiate, yes?
Okay, I understand. And I think someone wrote that.
I think someone is writing that on our very important paper. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna ignore it
Mm.
for now. But my patience has a limit.
I'm not sure.
Someone.
I'm not sure if Factus cares if you're mad or not, because IDC basically means I don't care.
I know that. But IDC, I do care. So, yeah. Okay. We successfully discussed this, and I can see that you understand this, but are you able to analyze things using data and facts? Are you analytical?
Well, kinda.
Okay. So this says that the author is saying that the line between genetics and environment is blurry, not sharp. What does this mean?
This means that the difference between the genetics and the environment is blurry, right?
Yes. And we just talked about this. What determines us as humans? You said genetics, but then you told me it doesn't really have to be that way 100%. It can be like a mix of genetics and environment. Do you think that that's possible?
Yeah, that is.
That both affect us?
Yeah, that is
Okay.
possible, to be honest.
And that is actually correct. Analyst's note here tells us exactly that we are a mix of nature and nurture. Of course, different things determine different parts of ourselves, different areas. Professor, I need you to look at this case file.
Okay.
We're going to be discussing now what?
Sure. Physical
The
evidence.
physical evidence. Okay. Why don't you tell me the stats about this person? Can you read them out for me?
Height 182 centimeters. Smile identical. Weight 82 kilograms. Voice identical. Oh, and by the way, I just wanted to mention this mostly because they're twins. Factus and Augustine sound, it doesn't have a big difference. It's just that Augustine's sound sounds more like a young adult. And yes, they are teenagers.
Okay, understood. So, Professor, let's take a short break. I will see you back here in the classroom to continue our case in 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Oh, someone is being naughty again. Well, see you, Professor.
See ya. Bye-bye. Mom. Wait. I love it. Squirrelopia.